Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
It's going to be Hyderabad taking on Bangalore, and this is going to be critical, I think, for both teams. This is not one of those bottom clashes, nor is it the two new franchises at the top. It's somewhere in the middle, and a win could take you upwards, a loss could take you downwards. Have a look at that. It's 4 playing 6, and Shaun, 4 playing 6 is about as close as you can get at this stage.
Yeah, it is. And if you look on the right-hand column, I think that's the key, because Bangalore minus 0.44, Hyderabad plus 0.325. Therein lies the point that Bangalore actually can't afford too many slip-ups. They haven't got the luxury of a good net run rate, and they aren't going to overturn that minus 0.4 very quickly. So as much as you would think they're 2 points clear, if Hyderabad do win this, I know we've talked about bonus points, but if Hyderabad do win this, it's basically a bonus point on RCB, because they'll be on equal points, but firmly in front.
Yeah, that's the way they'll go. They'll get to 12 points. So let's start with Hyderabad, Lisa. Again, at the start of the tournament, we remember there was Chennai, there was Mumbai, and there was Hyderabad. We were talking about them in the same breath. None of these guys are performing. They haven't come to the party. Suddenly, they crashed the party.
Yeah, they crashed the party hard, didn't they? 5 wins on the row, and everyone was like, definitely playoff contenders, going to be up there. And then all of a sudden they hit a big curve and they've lost their last 3. And the real issue for Hyderabad is the fact that Washington Sundar and the splitting of his webbing has caused him issues. Not sure whether he comes back in, and Natarajan as well. They're the 2 big misses for Hyderabad, and without them, their bowling looks a little bit light. I mean, Abbott came in and had a bit of an impact. Shreyas Gopal, he went for some runs and he managed to pick up a wicket. But yeah, those 2, the class of Sundar and Natarajan, will certainly be missed.
But let's get this the fast bowler battle sorted right here, because we've got Australia versus South Africa right here on Cricbuzz Live. So Shaun Abbott's come and played the last game. Marco Jansen has had a match-winning performance already. Which one do you go for, having seen both now? Shaun, over to you first.
Well, I'd just say you need match-winning performances going forward. So anyone who's done the dirty already and produced some sort of spell, just kind of stick with him. You probably got more chances of doing it again.
Whereas I think you go based on your last performance, and if that was good enough, and you weren't linking too many runs, and you can provide some late order hitting and good in the field, all 3 aspects, which is so really important in T20 cricket. Probably stick with us that side. Yeah.
What I would add is what I would add as well, right, is that 1 wicket in 3 RPL games in your career compared to 3 wickets against the same team in the space of 4 deliveries. I don't know. It seems like a no-brainer. Seems like a no-brainer to me.
But then you've got to go, Abbott, when he played, he was really young the first time. This is the first game this year. I mean, there's a lot to Gotham, help us out here. Who would you go with?
I'm just sitting back and enjoying this. Just threw it out there, and it was a debate from the ages. But in all honesty, the one point I was going to make from a neutral perspective, and Shaun briefly referred to it, and the one reason I might lean a little bit towards South Africa for the moment is just the memory of that reverse fixture, because that was the reverse fixture in which Marco Jansen made all that early impression. So do you bring him straight back in then? Lisa,
I'll agree. I'll agree. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I will agree. I think you've got to put yourself in the batter's position, and they go, hang on, this guy, he troubled us. Yeah, he troubled us. We don't really want to come up. I know he hasn't had the last few games that he played, he got met, but still, he's uncomfortable to face. I mean, that height that he has is a huge advantage. So, and I think he's the type of player that you want. He's an X factor within your side, something different. So you want him to feel good about himself. So bring him back against the side that he had a lot of success.
Well, we've sorted that debate out very quickly. I think Tom Moody's probably a lot easier to chat with Marco Jansen. They're at the same level when they both stand up. So that'll be good when they get started. But on the batting department, Shaun, Kane Williamson will have to manufacture some runs quickly because this is getting to a critical stage.
Yeah, it is. And you know, when you set your standards that he has over the years, he'll be disappointed. He'll be more disappointed. And often as international cricketers, I always used to felt like I was my worst critic. You didn't need to tell me I was going badly. I knew it myself. And that's the situation he'll find himself. But there's some promising signs down the rest of the order. Markram, Puram have played well. Abhishek Sharma at the top, I think he's good. So if you just get Kane to make a contribution, like we know he can, that'll settle down. I wouldn't be overly concerned. I don't think that's been it has been the issue with him not performing, but I think in general, guys batting around him have kept him in the mix.
Yeah, I think Puran, after being announced as captain of the West Indies, another blinder the other day, albeit in a losing cause. But what about Bangalore now? They will, on the one side, you're saying Hyderabad will come out with all the memory of that last game. How do Bangalore, Lisa, erase the memory of that? Because it's the same opposition. It's just been a few days ago.
No doubt the team and the players after that debacle against Hyderabad would have not even probably said that much in the change room. One of those games that you just have to park it and move it on, and you're allowed to have a game that things don't go well. I mean, it does hurt them, and it has hurt them in a net run rate perspective, but you can't hold on to it. So these guys are experienced enough in the top order of Faf, Glenn Maxwell, Virat, experienced enough and senior enough to almost help the youngsters around them to go, you know what, let's just get on with it. It's probably the youngsters as well that we're starting to see it. They don't have any fear of failing. They don't carry too much baggage. They move on from things really quickly. So maybe they're the guys to potentially change it. But one thing is for sure, I don't think Lomro was playing that game against Hyderabad. And, he seems to have found a fair bit of confidence, which means if he's confident, it lengthens their order. And that means the top order feel like, hey, we don't always have to be the ones scoring the runs. We've got guys like DK, Lomro, that can really go hard and big.
And Patidar also has started making runs, so that's going to be a little bit of a slight change for them. And also the other positive they can draw out is probably around that one game is when Wanindu Hasaranga was at his low point in the tournament, almost not picking up wickets at all, and of course not getting a chance to contribute with the bat. So with him now back taking wickets, I think they'll feel that they can completely erase everything, and Kohli at the top.
Yeah, I mean, Kohli's got some runs under the belt. I'm sure he can try and work on the strike rate a little bit. But I mean, if you look at that four players that you've got your Du Plessis, you've got Kohli, you've got why am I having a blank? Then Maxwell, and then you got DK. I mean, all of them, they come in with reputations. When those guys walk to the crease, opposition take notice. You stand up and think, oh, I hope it's not his day, because you know what they can do to you. Umro's got some runs as well, but as you mentioned, I think Hasaranga is key in their middle overs. They seem to have been okay in the first six and sort of done their part and put teams under pressure. But when Hasaranga's on form, they do seem like a different unit.
So the four overseas, the stalwarts, the likes of Harshal Patel back after his brief departure, thanks to the family bereavement. So with all that falling into place, just the two other newcomers are Lomro and Patidar. Lisa, we're suggesting here on Cricbuzz Live that they go with the same 11 as their last outing.
Yeah, I can't see them making any changes. I think looking at that side, that's their best 11. All those guys, when they get it right, they're very hard to compete against. So, no changes going through unless some little niggle that we're not sure of.